So yeah, thank you for your comments, Sarah. Yeah, that's the very good summary of the block 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it looks like you have fully understand what's going on for this subject. And then it's good to know you want to know about more sludge and then byproduct, what's happening. Yeah, absolutely. That's another environmental subject, solid waste management. So how you can collect the solid waste, how we can make a landfilling or some of the circular economy fertilizer system, or how we can recycling your byproduct. So in fact, solid waste, we have a environmental subject, which is the solid waste management. So if you are interested in more about sludge handling or byproduct handling, as a landfilling, how we can remove that sort of waste, solid waste. So you can join your solid waste management class, and then you will learn a lot from this kind of information. So thank you. But yeah, next time we will try to cover very briefly what happened for sludge, how we can create the biosolid, how we can use it as a fertilizer. So that's we can try to incorporate next year for this subject. Thank you for your comments, Sarah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm just leading this one through my list of your name. So don't be confused. I just pick up based on my preference. I just go by my list of this June. Next one is Pavan Kumar.
Yeah, I really enjoy your lecture. Thank you for the presenting your lecture. I've seen very videos on the record picture and learn various PPT and various material you can provide on the Canvas portal. And I learned from the assignment from 1 2 because I am the familiar with the wastewater treatment plant because I work on the pharmaceutical company and as well as fertilizer company. So I actually aware about the how water we can use because industry are more and more use the water and the maximum try to reuse water and recycle the water because some chemical particle are also include that. So I have very learned from the Malabar treatment process. That's it.
Okay. So do you have any uh, comment on how to improve this subject?
No, 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 sir, no comment. Thank you for that.
All right. Thank you, Pavan Kumar.
Appreciate, sir. Mhm.
How about next, Ali one?
Hello, can you hear me, Professor?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, it's been a really good subject so far. I come from a contaminated land background, so it's been pretty insightful to know how wastewater is treated in Australia, and I think the subject is good that it introduces various ways of water treatment, including conventional treatment and also advanced MBR treatment. But now also we're going to talk about desalination, which is all important in the Australian context, and it's used by industry widely. I think the way that the subject can improve is probably by introducing a little bit more into how the plant is operated from an operational point of view, because I've learned a lot of the processes and how the parameters are calculated. That's all pretty straightforward, but a lot of the research I did myself is focused on how easy it is to implement these, for example, advanced treatment techniques like MBR in terms of like real operational conditions, and what kind of plant operators you need, operating conditions you need to consider in order to implement these treatment processes successfully. So yeah, so I think that's the only thing that can be introduced is by just talk about how an MBR plant actually works in reality and what are the principles behind it. That's all from me. as well.
Thank you for your comment. That's a very great comment to know more about the operating perspectives. The operating maintenance are very important because a lot of coastal is involved the O&M system. So you're right. So we should have covered all the detail. But one thing you need to be careful because every water quality will be different. Also, every water treatment process a little bit different. Also, depending on the where you are located, also even depending on your seasons, spring, summer, winter. Also, they are a little bit different to have an operating condition. That's the reason why, depending on the operators, they are very important to get the experience and then how they can optimize. Absolutely. That's the little bit of site specific. That's the reason why we cannot cover all the operating condition, but yes, in general, yes, we can try to cover how we can operate in the general condition, so that how this can be improved, so that we will incorporate some of the operation and maintenance perspective from the advanced water and wastewater. So that's the very good question, and that we will consider carefully.
Thank you.
Thank you, Holly. Next is Susan. Susan.
Hi,
Hi, Sue.
I think so far so good for me, and I gain lots of new knowledge, especially the portable reviews. It's very interesting. And I have a question about the Wave login, the software. Yeah. Do we
All
need
right.
to register our own account or use the
I think
UTS?
you can put your email and then your basic information, and then you can register and you will download your software.
Okay, I
So
got
you
it.
need to put this is a free software, so you can easily put key basic information.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
So we will cover this one in the afternoon today. So you don't have to worry. We will have a discussion about how we can operate this software.
All right.
That's okay. Any other things, Sue? You want to have any comment to improve our class so far?
No,
Okay. Thank you, Sue.
thank you.
Next, Hala.
Hello. I think for me, the class has been so good. I learned a lot of things in terms of community engagement. As for the wastewater design, which is assignment 2, I had previous knowledge on what we discussed because I had similar lectures in my bachelor's. However, it was good to refresh some of those information. I think, to me, I would want to have more advanced, let's say, knowledge on wastewater design, other than the membrane bioreactor and the conventional. Another thing that I really appreciate in this class is that when the Professor Leo provided feedback on the first assignment, it was very subjective. He described in depth how can I enhance my submissions, which is something that you don't, to be honest, usually have in this university. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Hala. So what's your background of the bachelor degree? Is it chemical or environmental or civil engineering?
No, it was civil engineering, but we had a very big branch of water, wastewater, and environment. So I
Mhm.
covered water design, wastewater design, advanced topics, hydrology, wastewater reuse. So
That's good. So yeah, it's good to know, that you already have experience and you look at a little bit different angles, and then now is yeah, a little bit more improved your knowledge. And you mentioned about wastewater. You want to know more about wastewater design. What specifically you want to know more wastewater design? What you're talking about? Can you elaborate some more?
maybe like, for example, when we looked at assignment 2, we just, for example, mentioned tertiary design. Like we mentioned the technologies, but we didn't went into the design of those technologies. Maybe that could be a thing to look at.
All right, tertiary wastewater treatment process design.
Yeah.
You're right. So because that's the limitation of this class, because we cannot cover screen and sedimentation. Also, we cannot cover biofilter and then some sand filtration system. Also, there are a lot of different process design, coagulation, absorption. That's the too many, water treatment process, which we cannot really cover. That's the reason why we focus on more commercially available and then commercially most common technology. That's the reason, we skipped a lot of also important design aspect. So yeah, you're right. So we will see how we can combine tertiary waste with some of the advanced oxidation or sand filtration, dual media filtration system, how to design. Yes, so we will maybe incorporate next year of some more detailed design. So thank you for your comment, Alan.
Thank you.
Okay, next problem.
Good morning, Professor.
Good morning.
I like to appreciate the initiative of this advanced water and wastewater treatment program, and it is designed very well. I have not seen in my previous graduation as well. I've completed my chemical engineering, and I was in the field for over 13 years in water and wastewater treatment. And whatever I gained experience, but when I am matching with in a curriculum, it is what I expected. It's more than my expectation, and it is very well designed. When I started doing the assignment of the stakeholder engagement, I understood what are all the issues usually we face, and this was the same issue what I faced in my experience as well. And when I got into this design, I'm feeling so comfortable now. So when I'm doing this assignment, back to back, so I'm totally involved in this entire wastewater and water and wastewater treatment program. And more than the curriculum, what I like to ask you a few things about the subject. Is it possible to talk on this case story of a particular installation or something like that? For example, if you are even the assignment is talking about Malabar and few of installations, but we are talking about global installations like in Africa there are few installations, and in California we have a few installation of BTR. So similarly, is there any possibility of talking about a particular Malabar plant or something like that? So now what is the from the as our curriculum says, from the stakeholder engagement and then design, and then we are going into software. So similarly, from the stakeholder engagement, how this Malabar plant has faced similar kind of issues, how they have handled. I think it might be a larger topic, but in order to understand the ground reality, it will help us to more understand more about the plants and what is the challenges they face. And then, as Mr. Haley pointed out, there is also operational issues, as you mentioned. It's a big topic and we can't go beyond certain limit, but just to understand from a new entrant into this field, it will help us to understand more about it, about the plant.
That's a fantastic feedback for this subject. In fact, what you're asking is you want to have a real the consulting and the design of the water and wastewater treatment process. So which means you want to know exactly what's going on in the design and real case study, the real practice, what's happening. Yeah, that's exactly I try to cover in this subject. That's the reason why I gave you the scenario, and the scenario covers what's the problem of stakeholders, water reuse, and wastewater, also desalination plant. In fact, today we have a case study of the Sydney desalination plant, what's going on, how it has been difficult time to reach to this level, and then construction, designing, as well as the so many difficult time of the Sydney desalination plant. Yes, you are right. Malabar wastewater treatment process exactly not well fit with what we designed the block 2, but block 3 for Sydney desalination plant, you will know much better than Malabar wastewater treatment plant. Absolutely. It's good to know case study from Africa and then California, even India, and all over the world. They have a different way of the designing, and then also some of the, depending on their own way of the feed water quality and the site-specific issue we need to cover. So in fact, yeah, that's the reason why I focused on the Sydney, because Malabar wastewater and the Sydney desalination plant, also Sydney problem of the severe drought, as well as the water stakeholder issues. So in fact, yes, you're right. We try to cover what you are talking about to learn, but that's the little bit of limitation. We have a limited time. Also, every student, not like you, not like you're very knowledgeable and then expert comments. Some of them are very basic, some of them are middle career, some of them are very knowledgeable and senior level of the water and wastewater, experience. So in fact, if I focus on your level, I'm sure that most of people will learn away from this subject. So that, yeah,
Yes,
even
I
though,
agree.
yes, yes, I understand you are very much well experienced, but that's we have done our best. But yeah, your comment, case study, yes, we can incorporate some more in Australian case, even international case, and try to compare. So that'll be a good comment we can incorporate from your feedback. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Sorry if I asked more depth of the topic.
No, it's good to know that you are very well experienced, and you know what's this subject about, and you are enjoying, and how we can improve further.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Olena.
Good morning, Professor.
Good morning.
So I think this subject was really informative. It had really much information. But the thing is that I think the time to process this information was a bit short. So all the information was given in one lecture over one day, which is a bit too much to process. So instead, I would have preferred that it would be given over a few weeks while we're working on the reports, because in this way, we would be busy watching videos, reading articles just to finish the report and not really dig deep in the information that was given. But other than that, it was a really great course, but I wish that I had processed more information to be kept in mind and not would refer to the articles and the lecture later on if I need more information.
Mhm. Okay, that's the very good point, because we are covering the more about practical issue. So which mean open question and then open answers. So there is no such a clear question, clear answer, because everybody will different answers and design. That's the reason why it's right. You're a little bit confused. It's not like a mathematics. It's not like science. It's about community engagement, design of your wastewater treatment plant, city desalination plan. So everybody has a different way of the design, so that it's absolutely correct. Also information, in fact, we cannot cover every information for your assignment in your lecture slide, because we are cover basic information. Also, we try to provide a good example. So every assignment has the example of your follow-up, so that you try to learn from this kind of report, because most of consulting company, so they have their own opinion, rather than they have only one answer in terms of quality, quantity, as well as the cost. So when you consider cost, and you need to go for cheap technology, even though the quality is not good for your effluent. And that's the reason why it's very much practical way of the subject we are now handling. That's the reason why I'm sure that Olena, your issue is completely, I understand. That's the reason why this is more about the blank mode, and then you need more time to think, because you will learn more than what you have just joining class and then finish your examination based on your class. But you have to find out which is necessary information based on your knowledge, and then based on your skills. And that's the reason why you will learn more than like a different level. So some people basic level will go middle level go maybe senior level. So depending on your knowledge, and everybody has a different way of their assignment. So in fact, you are right. That's correct. We were not able to provide all the detail in the lecture note, because we expect you to find out from the internet, from the library, from the books, so that you can improve more, and you will have a more interesting, and then you can design based on your own knowledge and skill. That's what we expected, because you will never ever forget this kind of experience. So it was our intention, not really intention not to give any lecture note for your assignment, but we like you to learn by yourself, like a self-study, and then self-finding, and then self-investigation of your like a project-based subject. It's not really exactly a class and then examination way of the subject. So that's the reason why I hope that you enjoy, and you know how to approach your design or your project, and then you can do any other problem solving project based on this kind of experience. That was our expectation from you. Is it good answer for you? What do you think?
Yeah.
But yes, absolutely, we will improve more lectures, not to provide as much as possible. Yes, we agree with you. It's not enough. It's not perfect, but our expectation, you have to learn more by yourself. That's what we want to from you.
Thank you, Professor.
Thank you, Alina. Next one is the Dinesh. Dinesh? Dinesh Kibachlan? Okay. Anybody? Do I miss? Nobody missed here. So I just got your feedback, and then I will reflect based on this one, and how we can cover next year to improve the overall our lectures and subject. So thank you for your feedback. Also this year, initially when we had the first class, then I mentioned about the ChatGPT. So do you have any good experience? Because ChatGPT has been very useful tool to utilize for your assignment as well as your knowledge. So do you have anything to share ChatGPT from your assignment or your study for this subject? Do you want to share any good experience from the ChatGPT?
Professor, I do.
Yes, sir. Please,
I
sir.
think ChatGPT is too good in a way, because like it gives you a straight answer from everything you basically ask, and it's very easy to like get into the plagiarism category.
Mhm.
And you just got to be very careful to like to dissect the information from what ChatGPT gives you, I think.
Mhm. So do you
I use
yes.
sorry, Professor.
Yeah,
I
please.
use ChatGPT to give me like a global approach of each of the topics that we saw. Like if I don't got the like really, or I didn't understand any topic, I just ask about it, and maybe it explains you in another way that you can understand better, but yeah, other than that, it's like I I use ChatGPT to look for some references, but the ones that it gives you doesn't doesn't appear in any part of the internet. So that's the only thing. I tried like 2 or 3 links that ChatGPT gave me, and neither of them work. So I don't know if it's like real true information, but or maybe it's something like you have to be a member of a specific magazine or something like that to get that information. But like comparing between the articles and the information that ChatGPT gave me was pretty similar.
I agree, Professor. I have the same experience with ChatGPT with the references.
Mhm. Okay. Anybody else share your ChatGPT experience?
I really had a good experience with this tool because
Yeah.
how the classmates mentioned, is a really good tool to have like an overall information about any topic. So asking about what is the, for example, what is the things that you need to take in count if you want to engage a community, it can give you like a specific points that you need to focus. and then you can go like to real sources to take like the real knowledge from it. But it's good to know to have like an idea of how to start one project is also good. It's a good tool. But the same thing with the reference, what I did, and not works every time, but sometimes works, is you can tell ChatGPT that the reference is not working. So I think that the tool also is like refeeding itself, so it give you new references, and some of them works the second time, but not all of them.
Mhm. So you got a good marks based on the ChatGPT?
Oh no, no based in ChatGPT, but was like a good general ideas on most of the
Okay.
topic. Yeah.
All right. So do you want to recommend next year utilize effectively how we can cover ChatGPT some kind of manual, because this is the first year we offer the ChatGPT utilization. So next year also do you recommend for the student to utilize ChatGPT more
Yeah.
effectively? How? Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a good, I mean, if you're news in any topic, it's a good idea to know what this topic, the basic at least, and then you can go like for a real research.
Yeah, it's like a very global perspective of any topic. But it's important to mention that you have to references everything, so you cannot use as a source of knowledge, because you don't know what in what kind of documents or data is supported, you know.
I see.
Same, I think it's a powerful tool, but you need to use it carefully.
Okay, so yeah, because you know that everybody has a different level of knowledge on water and wastewater treatment, so that the ChatGPT, yeah, has been also useful to look at the basic information, or look at some of the AI related the answers, how they respond for your question. So yeah, I'm sure that this year, especially because of ChatGPT 3.5, and a lot of people also have a different experience, but their knowledge and skill to improve. So I'm sure that this can be improved the next year. For ChatGPT 4 is already available and keep increasing now. It's more, you know, we can utilize because if you involve the real problem, real, you know, some practical problems solving, you need to have also good knowledge software. So ChatGPT has been, you know, fantastic tool. You can learn more in the future because this will quickly evolve and then develop, so that it will be much easier for your life, and then how you can think about better use. So I really enjoy for this kind of class this year 2023, because you have a new knowledge of the ChatGPT incorporation for your. I'm sure that some of you just maybe utilize the answer directly or partially. You can just copy from the ChatGPT. So I think that this is the just the beginning of our AI revolution, and you need to also engage not only for this subject for your life, and then end of your problem, and you can also utilize this one. That's the exactly we need to have a more supporting information, not only your own knowledge, not only internet knowledge, also ChatGPT. Whenever you ask a very specific, different way, different question, so they will have a different way of your answer will give, which means so you will get different perspectives, so that in the future, I'm sure that you can also improve your ChatGPT AI tool to cover your knowledge and skill to more engage there. So I'm very happy to you utilize enough, and then you can also improve how you can use this useful tool. So thank you for your comment. And do you have any other things before we start desalination plant design subject? Everybody happy? Okay.